Hi everyone, hope you're doing well, being safe and being kind. Thank you so much for joining me for this video and welcome to Tarot by the Pines. I am your killer host for this channel, Jason. This tarot murder mystery game, which was started by Becoming Temperance, has been around since 2016, which is older than my channel, but I first saw this game over at Ryan's channel, which is called Something Starts Ringing Tarot. Of course, I will put in their videos in the description box below, so you can check that out. This tarot murder mystery game reminds me of one of my favorite board games, one of my favorite movies, Clue. Clue is a very underrated board game and movie, in my opinion. So for this activity, I am going to use the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot deck, which is perfect for this murder mystery theme. So get your tarot deck out and let's solve a murder mystery. I promise you, you'll have a killer good time. So for this tarot murder mystery game, there is a little bit of a prep involved. So what you want to do is pull out all of the core cards and put them in their respective categories. So I have all the wands here, cups, swords, and pentacles. Then go into your Major Arcana and pull out the death card, and then all the other Major Arcana get their own pile. Then for the aces, put them in their own category as well, and then all the other cards should be the Minor Arcana, so that goes in its own pile. So essentially this row here is our suspects, then the pile here is the Major Arcana, which will represent who was killed, and this one of these people will have killed this Major Arcana card. And then the aces represent the act in which how that person was killed. And then the Minor Arcana is going to be the clues to pinpoint who is guilty. So let's go ahead and go through or shuffle the Major Arcana and see who has been killed. And as I shuffle this, I figured I would do some facts about the board game or even the movie. So the board game, the concept of Clue originated in 1943 by Anthony Pratt and his wife during the World War II. And I'm bringing up Clue because this game reminds me of the board game and the movie. Anthony Pratt did not profit much from the game when he sold the rights in 1953 for £5,000, which back then that was $14,000. And of course, you may have known this, but the original name for Clue was called Murder, but it was changed to Clue or Cluedo when it was released. And it was first designed to have 11 rooms, 10 characters, and 9 weapons. Now, of course, it has 9 rooms, 6 characters, and 6 weapons. So let's go ahead and see who has been murdered. All right, so we have Judgment being the one that has been murdered. So I'm going to set this aside. Put this with the death card. So now we want to go into the aces and see what object or which way Judgment has been murdered. So going back to the board game, the original weapons were axe, bomb, syringe, poison, stick, rope, dagger, revolver, and fireplace poker. So that is quite a lot of weapons. And the original characters were actually called Mr. Brown, Miss Scarlet, Nurse White, Miss Silver, Mr. Gold, Reverend Mr. Green, Miss Gray, Professor Plum, and Colonel Yellow. I'm glad Colonel Yellow was changed to Colonel Mustard. That is just iconic. And then, unfortunately, in 2016, Hasbro killed off Mrs. White and replaced her with Dr. Orchid. This was the first time a game character has been permanently retired. Poor Mrs. White. All right. So, Judgment was killed by the Ace of Pentacles, and I believe this represents, let me check my notes. So judgment was hit over the head with a heavy, blunt object. Ouch. All right, so the next step is whatever the suit the weapon is from, so in this case it is the Pentacles, those four court cards are the suspects. So we can take out the Wands, the Cups, and the Swords. I have a feeling the King of Pentacles is going to be the killer, but let's see, okay? Let's see. So the next step is, oh, actually, let me put them in their own thing here. See, they all look guilty as sin. They all did it. They all did it, I know. So the next step is to go into your Minor Arcana, because these are the clues, and shuffle them. And then what you're going to do is pull out a card for each court card and see if that Minor Arcana is, if you're picking up any clues of why this person is guilty. You can do this multiple times. So for the Clue movie, which is one of my all-time favorite movies back in my nostalgia collection, I grew up watching this movie. It was released in 1985, and it is the first movie to ever be based on a board game. Now, unfortunately, when it first came out, it received mixed reviews, and it only made $14.6 million. Sounds like a lot, but if the budget was $15 million, there is a loss there. But however, since then, the film has had a cult following, and there is talks of a remake being made. So, the first one is the Ten of Swords, and this will go to the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, and especially with this one, there is a body in the chimney. So the Ten of Swords represents an ending, a very painful ending. So I'm very curious of what the Page of Pentacles is hiding in terms of what this painful is, what this ending represents. Let me actually put this back here. And then the character of the butler, played by Tim Curry in the movie, says Clue is one of his favorite movies that he starred in. And then that is absolutely fantastic, because he really is one of the most iconic characters in the movie. The Ten of Wands for the Knight of Pentacles. Ouch. Ooh, so another ending. And the Ten of Wands is about carrying on too much burden and releasing that. So that is very interesting. So far, we've gotten tens across the board. So in the movie of Clue, did you ever notice that the characters' cars actually matches their pseudonyms? So for Mrs. White, she had a white car. Mr. Green had a green car. It just the little attention to detail. And speaking of which, in the movie, all of the secret passages lead to the same rooms they do in the board game. Okay, the Nine of Cups for the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, this is like living your best abundant life for the Queen. So far, she doesn't seem too guilty. And for the movie, it has 3 endings. When the film released in theaters back in 1985, audiences had to see the movie multiple times at different theaters to see all of the endings, since not every theater had the same ending being played. The Seven of Swords for the King of Pentacles. Folks, Seven of Swords, this is the trickery, the thievery, the debauchery. Wait, is that a word? This is one of the first clues that I am really pointing towards for this King of Pentacles. And didn't I say the King of Pentacles is guilty from the start? But we'll see. Let's pull another set of cards. And for the movie, there was a fourth ending, but it was cut. However, if you have the DVD or the Blu-ray, which I need to update this. This is the old Blu-ray, the old DVD, sorry. They actually have all three endings that you can play back to back. And for the DVD like this, you can actually choose which ending you would like. Oh, crap. The Three of Swords for the Page of Pentacles. The Three of Swords is that trauma card, being heartbroken. And this card, ooh, very disturbing. So I don't know, folks. It might be leading towards the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Swords. But we'll find out. All right. The Four of Swords. Interesting. So for the Knight, the Four of Swords represents retreating and secluding yourself to meditate. So after this Ten of Wands, having that burden being released, this is a sign that this Knight of Pentacles is retreating and resting. So while that could seem very innocent enough, it could mean that the Knight is retreating from a night of murdering judgment. So for judgment, let's just call him, as a person, let's name it Tony. Tony is judgment. The Eight of Wands for the Queen of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands represents fast movement and going with the flow. So far, the Queen is living her best life. She is innocent as all get out. All right, so the King actually has the Ten of Cups, which is sharing your emotional happiness with everyone. However, in this particular card, there seems to be some oddness going around with this person carrying the violin. He seems like he's in a hurry running, which is interesting. Okay, so you can do this multiple times as you want. I feel from this, the Queen is innocent. I'm really aiming towards this Page of Pentacles as well as the Knight and the King. So all the men are guilty. So in order to really figure out who was the killer, you're going to take the Death card and shuffle it in the Major Arcana. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn over each card on top of your suspects. And wherever the Death card lands, that, my friends, is the true killer. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen the movie Clue. What do you think about it? What is, your favorite scene in the movie? If you have one, what is your favorite character? What is your favorite, in the board game, who is your favorite to play? What are some of your favorite weapons, your favorite rooms? Let me know in the comments below, folks. Okay, here we go, folks. Let me actually do this. Oh, it's a mess, folks. This is a production, a process, but you have to trust the process. Okay, here we go. For the Page, we have the World, so far innocent. The Chariot for the Knight. The Fool for the Queen. The Hanged Man for the King. Temperance. The Devil, ooh, close one. The Sun, I'm telling you, the Queen is living her best life. The Star. Strength. If it turns out to be the Queen, I'm going to be so upset. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Hierophant. The Empress. The Magician. Oh, no. The Moon. The High Priestess. Oh, Lord. The Tower. Uh-oh, we're getting down there, folks. The Lovers. The Emperor. Okay. Death. Look at that, folks. Folks, oh my gosh. The King of Pentacles was the true killer. So let's go back and examine the evidence. So, this King of Pentacles here first received the Seven of Swords, which is that trickery card. It is hiding something. As you can see here, this person is playing chess, but it's hiding these two swords. Going into the second evidence, you have the Ten of Cups here, which is really strange in terms of, you know, the meaning of the card, but it's sharing its happiness with others. But in the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot, there is something eerie going on in the background as this person seems to be gardening, but then you have these skulls in these cups, which is very interesting. So maybe the motive of the King of Pentacles wanted to kill Tony. Maybe Tony had a lover that this King of Pentacles wanted and wanted to kill off Tony to share, you know, to get in with the lover in the Ten of Cups and to share each other and to just to be one another. So maybe that was the motive. So folks, let me know in the comments below, what do you think the motive behind the King of Pentacles was? They had the Seven of Swords, that trickery card, but then you had this lovely Ten of Cups about sharing one's emotional fulfillment with others. But according to this, the King of Pentacles killed Tony. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was very fun, and I hope you're able to do this little fun activity, especially for the spooky season that we are now in. I am very pleased and very happy that I've done this. It was super, super fun, and it's right up my love for murder mysteries and all things, you know, horror movies and thrillers. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I will see you for my next video. So take care.